All right, welcome to another interview with a coach from New Albany Athletics. And for this conversation, we have our girls basketball head coach, Coach Phil Sikorski. Welcome to the fireside chat. As you can see, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Good. Hopefully, this thing doesn't last too long. My quarter zip's starting to melt a little bit in the back, but I had to have the fire for a little bit of ambiance and effect. So.
Nice, like Christmas.
It's like Christmas, like you said before we came on. I could just live stream this thing during the holidays with a little Christmas background music, and I'll be trending virally on YouTube. So,
Heck yeah.
hey, thanks so much for taking some time to come on. I know you're busy doing your regular day job, right? Which is being a counselor at Lakewood High School. So really appreciate you taking some time and having a little bit of a conversation with us. And again, for those that are just watching it for the first time, we had Elena Enich, our girls lacrosse head coach, on last time. She is a tough act to follow, Coach. So good luck to you in this. And
yeah, I'm in trouble.
But the purpose of these conversations really is to get to know our coaches a little bit better. Hopefully down the road, we'll have some athletes on there. I was talking with a couple other athletic directors around the area that have kind of been paying attention to what we're doing with this series as well, and they were throwing out ideas of just having parents and other community members and all that kind of stuff on. So hopefully this evolves over time, and even after the layoff, when we go back to school, we'd really like to continue these kind of conversations, because I think it's important for people to see kind of behind the the bench, so to speak, or through the locker room or whatever.
Sure.
Just the people that are involved in our department, and kind of the thoughts that go behind their decisions, and just who they are, and really what makes them unique individuals. So how are you hanging in there with the layoff? You work at a school as well, and when you're not
Sure.
teaching at New Albany, and so how are things going there? How are things with your family? I mean, how are you guys hanging in?
Everybody's doing good. Everybody's home, working from home. I have 3 kids, and they're all grown adults now. And with my wife, Lisa, and my son and my daughter both, she's a teacher. My son's a tech guy up in Westerville. So we're all working from home. So we're really taxing the Wi-Fi right now, but we're holding up. We're holding up well.
Well, good. What are you doing when you're not working? What are you doing to pass the time?
When I'm not working, it seems like there's always some basketball stuff to do. My youngest and I, we're kind of into puzzles, so we're working on our 3rd puzzle at this point. Trying to watch some movies, hang out, cook dinner, just get to spend some family time, really.
So speaking of your family, just tell us a little bit about you, and kind of your background, and a little bit about your family as well. Just a little personal insight into Coach Sikorski.
Okay. Well, originally from Springfield, which is on the west side of Ohio, as you well know. I got my teaching degree from Wright State University, and my counseling degree from the University of Dayton. And about 12 years ago, we moved over here to Pickerington, and that's when I started working out at Lakewood. Been coaching. I'll be starting my 30th season this year, so a lot going on.
Yeah, definitely. So you're the father of a couple collegiate athletes, and I was just curious. Just tell us a little bit about how you balance the role of being a coach and then also a dad, and then if you could just talk a little bit about how you are personally as a sports dad. I mean, what's Phil like as the dad in the stands, so to speak?
So my son, he played golf at Heidelberg for 4 years, and my daughter is she's a volleyball player at Muskingum. She's a junior this year. So we've been doing the sport thing for a while. It's different, definitely, sitting in the stands and having to be quiet and still and trying to control your emotions when things get heated. But what was nice with golf and volleyball, they're 2 different settings. You go to a golf tournament, there's not many people out there. You can have a conversation with someone you're with and not be heard because you're still so far away from the competitors. Volleyball stands, it's crowded. There's other parents around. It's a challenge, but there's nothing more enjoyable than watching your own kids play sports.
Sure.
And we've been doing it so long, it just seems like second fiddle now.
Yeah.
Controlling myself is not an issue. I do a lot of evaluating of other coaches, especially on the volleyball court, because you can see them more.
Mm-hmm.
Just see how they interact with kids, what their mannerisms are like, what are they teaching? Are they teaching? Are they yellers? Are they quiet? Do they sit on their hands? So I kind of watch the whole thing besides the competition that's going on.
Sure.
And then of course, using my gym voice, I can be one of the loudest parents. So you got to cheer them on when they're playing well.
Yeah.
I think my kids like that I'm a coach, because sometimes they can come to me and say, hey, what do you think coach is thinking in this situation, or what's going on here, and I get to see the other side of it as well. So I think it's kind of cool for me too.
Yeah.
I think it makes us all better in the long run.
Great. So you just finished up your first season as a head coach in New Albany. As many people well know, that this is a position that you came in this year, new to New Albany, but obviously not new to coaching. Like you said, you have 30 some years of coaching experience. So or tell us a little bit about what your experience has been like coaching in New Albany, and what did you take away really from your first season of being part of the athletic department and also coaching the girls basketball program?
Yeah, well, coaching your sport for 30 years in the different positions I've been in, there's not a lot of difference between the schools.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there's differences in administratively how things run, what you have to do to make your season go. But what's really nice is that the one kind of normal everyday thing is that the kids are all the same from school to school. When you get to work with student athletes, it's a really cool thing. And when the quality of student athlete that we have at New Albany has made this just enjoyable as all get out. Everybody has been really kind, really nice and helpful. So I guess my takeaway from the first year is, for me, it wasn't a situation where I wanted to come in and just blow everything up. I wanted to see, what the girls had that they liked and what they did well, and then some things that we need to improve on. So I kind of felt like the first year was okay. I wish we would have won a little bit more, obviously, but I think it was a chance for us to get to learn who we were and what the next steps in the process are going to be. So I spent a lot of time here planning the process out for the upcoming season, and I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm really excited to get going.
No, it sounds good. Obviously, you came in and kind of hit the ground running right away. And, I think a lot of people, in fact, I know a lot of people appreciate you being here and coming to New Albany. So, definitely looking forward to, what you bring to the future of New Albany girls basketball for sure. So, and they're in good hands. So just a couple, random fun questions, just to get to know you a little bit better. What do you like to do in your spare time? You mentioned that you and your daughter are doing puzzles, but is that something that you normally do, or are there other hobbies that you have when you're not, on the grind of basketball and work?
It seems like whenever we go on vacation to Hilton Head, we try to have a puzzle to go along with us. With her being at school a lot, it's hard to set a routine with her, but I do enjoy spending time with her. She's kind of my personality and we kind of get along. So being able to do a puzzle with her is awful fun. What I like to do is it seems like in the off season or when the spare time, you would think that you have a lot of time, but as most coaches know, and they'll tell you, your time every night flies by. And so, you get home from work and you fix dinner, you get cleaned up, and then you take care of a couple things. And before you know it, you just sit down and try to relax. We like to watch movies. My wife and I, we go to, on Tuesdays in the off season, we go to Pickerington to the theater. They have a $5 Tuesday movie that we try to see, pick something every week. That's kind of on the kibosh.
Right.
We'll get back to that soon. We like to travel a lot. Just had to cancel my Hilton Head vacation for next week this morning because of the lockdown, but hopefully we'll get back to traveling. So yeah, movies, traveling.
Sure.
I like to read when I get the chance, but I usually end up reading about basketball usually.
Yeah. Good. I think you like to get out on the golf course and swing the sticks a little bit too, huh?
A little bit. it's a little wet today, but I actually thought about it. We got to get to that. We got to get over this hump and get the weather to turn, and then I hope to play a lot of golf this spring.
Yeah, that's a hope for sure. So, what's your favorite restaurant in the area, and what do you like to order from that place?
And are you talking Pickerington or New
Anywhere,
Albany?
anywhere, yeah, whatever. What's your favorite place, and what do you like to get?
Well, I'll tell you what, for me, it's kind of at Pick. It's kind of close by to New Albany is the old Standby Rusty Bucket. I don't think you can go wrong there. You get a
Sure.
little double nickel salad and some wings, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you got it all covered there with the salad and that and the wings. I like it. What's your favorite flavor of the wings then?
I'm kind of all over the place, but lately I've been on a garlic kick. So
Okay.
anything that's garlic or maybe a Asian zing type thing, we can go there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I know that this particular question was a pretty popular one after listening to people's responses to Elena's. But if you had to choose one song to play every time you walked into a room, what would that song be?
So you being a baseball guy, this is kind of like a walk-up song, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What's your walk-up song? Yeah.
Okay, probably Thunderstruck, AC/DC.
Okay.
That gets you going. I try to play that during practice, and the girls are like, "Coach, what is this?" And I'm like, just kind of give into it a little bit.
Well, the one thing I've noticed and for those that don't know, prior to really us kind of getting the gym real set up for game days and stuff like that, the girls come in and do a quick shoot around and stuff, and you always have a good playlist going on. It's pretty eclectic. I mean, there's a whole lot of variety in that thing. So I wasn't quite sure how you were going to go with that question. So no,
No, the girls like the music, but they've been having some discussions. We're in negotiations right now to get away from my playlist to move over to their playlist.
oh no, oh yeah, I've had several comments or conversations about music. So um, listen, before we wrap it up, just is there anything you want to say to your team? Anything you want to say to the community or whatever? Just before we end the conversation.
Yeah, so usually at the end of basketball season, you have your 28-day contact period, and that would have ended here this week. And typically we don't start till after spring break, being that this next week. And just ready to get going, and just recommending that everybody follow the directions of the people in charge. They know what they're talking about, and if we can do that, maybe we can flatten that curve pretty quickly, and maybe all of us can get back to working together. And I miss it. I'm sure the girls are missing it as well, and it'd be nice to get back at it. So stay strong, team together.
Sounds good. All right, Coach. Well, hey, thanks again for joining us. And hey, until next time, you stay safe as well, and
You too.
and all the best to you and your family. We'll talk to you
Okay,
soon.
thank you, sir.